Note the disclaimer, and remember that everyone who supported me on Patreon got to see previews, work-in-progress shots, and see high-resolution images of the completed toy. If you want to join them, the link is right below. Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a commission for Ryan P. Disbelief Papyrus. Last time I made an Undertale based figure, I had not actually had a chance to play Undertale yet. Well, once the Switch port was released and I played it, it took me some time, but I got through the entire thing and achieved the true pacifist ending. So, I now officially know Undertale and all of its subtleties. And then they came out with this little fan thingy. I don't know if it's a mod or just an alternate universe fan fiction or something, but based on context, it's pretty clearly Papyrus wearing Sans' jacket, and it looks like Sans was killed, so yeah, that's all I really need to know. This cool fan art of the version, actually, I use as a color guide, shows the slash in the jacket, which is what would happen if Sans was killed while wearing it. So, let's get around to actually making the toy. I don't know what's up with my software. It's, like, messing up my audio. I'm getting a lot of pops that I'm not used to getting. Anyway, the base figure is Hector, just like the last time I made Papyrus. And, just like last time, the figure does dismantle to this degree. The shoulders and hips can't come out of their sockets. And I can't take the waist off, but, you know, I can work with this. But let's take a quick modification of the head. Last time I made Papyrus, I kind of made the chin way too big, and it affected the way it fit back onto the body. So this time I was sure not to make the chin too much bigger, and just kind of rounded it out and gave it teeth that look more like Papyrus's, along with some brows over his eye sockets, because, you know, Papyrus kind of does have a very prominent little eyebrow thing. With a quick paint job, he doesn't really look too distinct. I guess it's kind of hard to make one skull look too different from another skull, but I did paint in an orange iris because in the same way that Sans is usually depicted with one big glowing eye when he has a glowing blue eye when he's using his power, Papyrus seems to have a glowing orange eye, and it's in his right eye, while Sans usually has it in his left eye. That's a nice little nod, nice little notice thing. As for the boots, they're simply sculpted over Hector's feet, ensuring that they remain flat and stand at the same angle so it doesn't mess with how the figure stands. And the gloves are just a little bit of epoxy put over the fingers to hide the individual fingers, because, I don't know, like, he's wearing... I've always really seen Sans wearing mittens. Papyrus is wearing mittens. And you may think, in the fan art, he wasn't wearing the gloves, but, yeah, he was wearing... Ryan wanted the gloves, so that's why they're there. As for modifications to the torso, what I did was I took Hector's jacket thing and I just cut around using my Dremel in the shape of what the rib cage would be, because in the fan art, the bottom of his ribs comes out from under the bottom of the armor. So I just replicated that by making a strip of craft foam just above the bottom of those ribs, and then sculpted the armor all above that to, you know, create the look of the armor covering most of the chest, but just those bottom two ribs sticking out of it. Alright, I know you can't really see it, but quick note, the Hector figure has these suspenders, and I had to cut them out to make it into Papyrus, and removing those suspenders turns the waist joint really loose, because they actually go under there, and the rubber provides friction, which is what allows the waist joint to turn without just spinning around like a wheel. So I cut the suspenders off, but I had to leave the part in the bottom where it goes underneath those hip bones. Just a quick little note if you want to make your own Hector modifications, because that's an important part to make sure that the articulation stays solid. So he would be wearing the jacket, so I decided that these sleeves should just be sculpted onto the arms, so that this means that I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, making anything to do with a thing that I could have to put on and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is an action figure, not a doll, is what I'm trying to get at. And then he has a scarf. I decided to go ahead with a dynamic scarf, which would look like it's blowing in the wind, by cutting craft foam strips at angles and then attaching them. So, you know, create that cool blowing in the wind look that stays up without need for an actual breeze. And then I forgot to take some extra pictures of the construction of the jacket and hoodie, so let's see. Yep, I really did forget to take those pictures of the jacket's progress. Either that or I deleted them without importing them to the computer by mistake. Oh well, let's take a look at the completed figure and I'll explain it there. So here is the completed Disbelief Papyrus. And as you can see, the jacket is mostly a big rectangle of craft foam with some detailing cut into the edges to make the zipper. The hood on the back is actually Hector's original hat, cut in half and trimmed down. And the fluff that goes around the collar and hood is made out of a pipe cleaner that's glued to it. That creates a really good image, and the scarf just kind of blows over it. So yeah, that's a pretty good thing. I mean, like again, this isn't a doll. It's not designed to be removable, and you can't put the hood on or anything. But you know, as for an action figure that captures the look, I think that worked out pretty well. And yes, he does have a big old bone staff because Ryan, he really did want that from the fan art. It's basically just the handle of one of those old paintbrushes that I got for free when I bought a bunch of paints, and I, sculpted little bone thingies on the ends of it. So that was Disbelief Papyrus, and I hope you guys liked it. I think, I actually have a better appreciation of Undertale now that I've actually played the game for myself. And this is Wake Angel 2001, and we'll see you next time.